What is up, you guys? Fallout with it here. And today I gotta be doing what if Deku was the God of War part. To be honest, I actually forgot what part it was. I do like the God of War series, and I am going to do the redo version. It's going to be a little more different, and I do know that you guys like some of it. Some of the fighting scenes will be different. I know that much for sure. And yeah. And possibly I'm gonna do another poll soon, or after this, to see which other what ifs you want to watch. So that way this will be much more easier and faster to do, and I'll know which ones you guys want to watch. Now, let us begin. Since we done the whole freaking season 3 thing, I believe, with the whole freaking fighting and all that stuff. Let's see. Yeah, I made Deku fight freaking One for All. Or All for One. So, it's going to be the Shisaki and Deku fight. So, before we go into that, Deku has fought the big three before. And, hold on, give me a second here. Sheesh, that's the thing. I forgot if I gave anybody One for All. I believe I gave it to Mirio. If anybody, it was going to be Mirio. So here's the thing. Deku fights all of the big three by himself because Mirio wants to see how strong he is. How strong is he? From 1 to 10, can he win against Deku? Since everybody on the news, I believe so, everybody on the news have seen him before fight freaking Ares. And freaking, what's his face? Yeah, Ares and his team. I mean, he's fought Ares and All for One. So pretty much that's it. Now, Bakugo and Katsuki and Mina, and I do believe I included Momo into this. So don't hate me if I forget it. Yeah, so basically, Deku's fought the big three. He basically won. It took longer for freaking Mirio because Mirio's pretty good at what he does. And Deku's fought him and almost, let's say this. It was almost shown that Deku might have lost, but Deku's Spartan rage kicked in. And yeah, pretty much Deku demolished him still. Due to the fact that he's pretty much a buff dude. Now, Kratos, what happens to him in all this? Well, Kratos himself has never made the contract with Deku. He's only given him his whole powers, which gave Deku the powers of the God of War. Kratos is holding his power, but he sacrificed himself, but at the same time taking freaking Ares' powers in order to make sure that the God of War's strength can be amplified, so that way Deku won't be able to just automatically, die and all that stuff. So Deku has the full extent of the God of War power. Freaking Kratos has Ares powers. So basically Ares does not have any more abilities, power left. There's no longer Ares anymore. It's basically Kratos and Deku that are the only two, as far as we know, gods in this world. Or in this realm. Now, Deku is going to be fighting, what's his face? Who else was he fighting the whole time? I forgot, to be honest, because I didn't watch season 4 or season 5, if I'm being completely honest with you guys, due to the fact that I didn't have Hulu or Netflix due to my internet being gone. So, here's what I do know. Kirishima versus freaking, what's his face? Moonfish? Well, Kirishima wins much more easily and doesn't actually have to rely on his unbreakable form just yet. So he's okay. Now, the whole fight with freaking, mostly with a lot of people has gone different, especially for Deku's team. So yeah. Now, let's just skip to the part where Deku meets Ares. Eri? This is kind of hard. Ares, an error in my decision. But anyway, here's the thing. Deku sees this, and he wants to get mad. Why? Well, because Eri is, you know, like, you know how she is. She's like this right now. She looks like that, which upsets me. And it upsets Deku very much so. But here's the thing. Kratos tells him not yet. To put something in her. I mean, here's the thing. Oh, sheesh. Leave some magic energy, man, I don't know how to say this. There's magical energy that can track people down. Transfer the energy to freaking Eri. That way you can sense where she's at and come to her aid the moment everything's done. Why? Well, Deku knows that there's more to it than meets the eye. Eri has to, is told by Deku, don't worry, don't worry, don't worry, and gives her a little wink. Eri doesn't understand this, nods, and Deku just hugs her one last time, so that way she could tell him that it'll be all okay. Now, the whole thing with freaking Deku and Mirio, the whole conversation, well, basically Deku just tells them that he is going to bring her back by himself or with others, whether he likes it or not. Now, this is when they tell Deku that there are the freaking people with quirks. Give me a second here. Alright, so I forgot what I was going to say, but I know this. If you guys want to know about the whole midnight thing, freaking Deku tried to well, he actually succeeded in getting the freaking what was that thing called? The freaking pen. I forgot what that little thing was, but I know, let's just say it was a pen, or I really forgot. But oh no, it was a stamp. I believe it was a stamp. Deku just says, "I'll get the stamp out of your hand," and he says, "I like to see you try." So, Midnight predicted everything he was going to do. But at the same time, he actually didn't know that he could, that Deku was going to get out of these predictions. You know why? Well, Deku cannot be predicted. Even the Sisters of Fate failed to predict their own death by Kratos. So, Midnight with just, what, a quirk, he can't even predict what Deku was going to do. Deku succeeding, and said, how do I say it? So what's called Mirio lost to you. Well, that explains it. Now, here's the thing. The whole freaking, how would I say this? He got, let's just cut back to about Deku. After, like, after the whole thing happened, Deku got mad, and he basically destroyed, what, 2 trees? Probably 3. And what do you mean by trees? I mean those giant trees that I talked about back in the other episodes. Deku got mad at the fact that he let somebody take a little girl. He got mad at the fact that he didn't do anything. He just had to follow Kratos' plan. Kratos says, "Boy, do not be discouraged of what I said. We will get her back soon. Now, as for everything else, do not worry. Alright? Please, I understand you're mad. I understand you're mad, Izuku. But understand that things sometimes happen for a reason. We can change this, Deku. Yes, I understand. We could have saved her. All of this could have been avoided. But there is something bigger at play here." And Deku says, "You mean like gods? Or something like that?" Kratos says, No. Nothing like that. It's actually much more different. But you do not have to worry about her for much longer. Because after going into the spirit realm, I've actually had somebody look into the world for quite a while now. So, I'll let you take the key with you. I will let you take the key, which is actually a teleportation key. And Deku goes to the place where he sees a portal, opens it, and goes into the world, or to the place where Kratos used to go. And he could still he's still alive per se, because he has his own mortality back in some cases. So yeah, but he's prohibited to go to any other realm. That's the thing. He can only stay in I forgot the place, Jotunheim, or that's not the land of the giants, but where Kratos usually lives. But he's not permitted to go to any other realm besides Earth, even though he kind of messed up or something like that. So yeah, pretty much that happens. Now, Deku meets Kratos, and Kratos gives him Mimir. Who is Mimir? Well, he's the talking head in the the God of War 4 game. Oh, I'm going to get so much dislikes for this. But hey, anyway. Here's the thing. Mimir talks to him and says, "Oh, so you just gave me to this child." And Kratos says, "Hush, head. Look, he needs your help to track down a person who has abused a child." And Mimir says, "Oh, did he now? Go on." And Kratos says talks to him about the whole thing, and he's like, "Well, if it's to help save a child, I'll do it." And they basically head off. Now, Deku's asking him about every possible thing that's happened in freaking Earth, and since Mimir is technically like a whiz at everything, knowing every single outcome, or not every single outcome, knowing what humans do, basically he found out, and give me a second here. Now, he tells him everything he has to know about a lot of history with freaking Chisake, and yeah, pretty much he knows where he's actually staying at, what room number freaking area is at, and all that good stuff. Now, I know that Mimir has never went to Earth, as far as we can all tell. But, at the same time, hey, all Mimir's doing is just giving him a bit more information. Sorry about that. All Mimir's doing is giving him, like, a bit more history, and, you know, everything he has to know. So it's not like he's going to automatically, like, become some kind of super robot, or like, you know, give him like magical powers or anything. No, Mimir's just a talking head. As funny as that is. But yeah, pretty much that's it. So, the whole thing with freaking Deku going over there, and I think the whole Toga and Twice thing still happens. But yeah, pretty much she is like a fanatic over Deku due to the fact that, yeah, he was pretty like formidable. Not only that, he had scars all over his body, so she's all like, bucket list. Anyway, so Deku is walking towards the freaking entrance of Chisake's place. And basically all that's happening is, a couple of people show up. One of them is actually, what's his freaking face? Nezu. Now, why Nezu? Well, Nezu's actually, well, he's really smart, so he will know that Deku would do something like this. It's not entirely out of Deku's nature, so pretty much that's going to happen. Now, the whole thing with freaking, what's the thing? Deku talks to freaking Nezu. Nezu tells him that he knew that this was going to happen, so he basically followed him using his scent. And with the freaking other ones, which is Deku's team, pretty much everything goes into plan because Deku was like, wait a minute, I didn't invite you guys. And Deku said, and freaking Katsuki says that, yeah, Deku, we know you didn't invite us, but there's no way we're just going to leave you to do all this. But yeah, pretty much that happens. Deku just says, but wait a minute, this wasn't, I told them that I was going to do this myself. This is when freaking Bakugo says, you are doing this by yourself. Technically, we are all a part of you now, since our bonds became super strong. Oh, and yes, they actually became much more stronger. Deku is actually, because of Deku, they've actually gotten a little bit, like some abilities on them. So basically, they can use somewhat fire and ice. Not only that, they can use a bit of thunder or lightning attacks. Not only that, light attacks and a little bit of dark attacks. It's nothing like too fancy. It's basically they can summon a light and see through the dark. Basically, shooting fire and a little bit of ice. You know, a little bit of lightning. So yeah, pretty much that happens. And yeah, they became a little more stronger and a little more faster. And their durability has gotten, is improved by, you know, a small amount. So yeah, because that he, because of him, him and his, you know, the Deku squad, basically making the contract, Deku has given them strength and all that stuff. So it just basically improved. It will improve over the years, so don't worry about that, people. Now, with the whole freaking Chisake raid, Deku just slams out and knocks on the door and basically says, "Order up." And basically freaking it shows Deku, to be honest. And basically they open the door and Deku has his axe, slamming it into the freaking floor, and a lot of the people basically, how do I say this? They basically like got pushed back. Now, this is when Deku says, "I'm here for the little girl. You all will take her to me, or you all will die." And this is when the people say, "Screw you," and they start attacking. But this is when Kirishima, Bakugo, Sero, and Kaminari start to do their thing. Now, Deku just starts walking to the place because Mimir's telling him where to go. Now, he's actually mapping out every location, every direction that he needs to do. Now, let's just say there's a couple of people. Deku gets mad and summons his Chaos Blades and basically slams them into the ground, causing a shockwave, pushing everybody back. That's the word I was going to use. Oh, geez, my big boy brain just popped off. Look at me go. Now, Deku just goes all the way down until he freaking finds Eri. Eri's there. He basically slashes through the freaking ground, or slashes through the iron bars, and basically picks her up and says, "All right, Eri, we have to go." Eri cries, and she's basically holding Deku. Deku saying, "Don't worry about me. Don't worry. We'll get you out of here. I promise." And she says, "But Chisaki's very strong." And Deku says, "Let me just give you a little secret here, Eri. To be honest, I don't have a quirk. I never actually had one. This here is a power gift given to me by a god. He's a very kind man. Not only that, he sacrificed himself for me a couple of times. Not only that, he's taught me how to use these powers. Basically, he was known as a god of war. And due to me having his powers, I'm basically a god of war myself. So you don't have to worry. I will destroy any enemy at my path. And I will do it with my crew." And this is when Deku says, "Give me a second here." Now, he basically does an insignia on her freaking neck. Something like Freya did, because Kratos has learned a little bit of magic due to Freya actually. Let's say this, Freya actually forgave Kratos for a while, and basically the two of them started a pact. Now, all that has happened. Deku just basically used an insignia, which means protection. Which, give me a second here. Now, the protection shield is somewhere around here. Jeez, I always know I'm going to forget something here. And okay, it is no, it's the Jamur. So yeah, basically protects Deku out of everything. And yeah, pretty much he says, this means protection, alright, Eri? You don't have to worry about this. Now, he starts walking out of the room. Basically, somebody who can use pillars or something like that starts to make the walls go back and forth and all that stuff. And Deku says, ah, crap, I should have known this was going to happen. And Deku gets into a Spartan rage and starts smashing and smashing and smashing through the pillars that might stab him and Eri. Why does that happen? Well, the guy doesn't actually care if Eri's stabbed. Chisake can actually just, you know, you know, how do I say it? He could basically put back Eri together. So, hold on. So, her having a hole in her stomach wouldn't matter to him. He could just basically patch that up. Now, Deku's just smashing and smashing and smashing, seeing what the guy's doing, and he basically slams his hands on the floor. Basically, a bunch of fire and ice are basically coming towards the guy and hitting him. Now, Deku just says, alright, let me see. Grabbing a piece of red cloth. What is this red cloth? Oh, hold on, give me a second here. Now, Deku grabs this red cloth that Kratos has given to him. It's a flag made by Sparta itself. So yeah, pretty much that happens. And basically Deku just ties her up with him going on her back. And Deku says, alright, let's go. Eri says that Chisake is coming to them. She just feels it around her. She feels that fear. And Deku says, don't worry, I understand. But here's the thing, Eri. I fought with gods before. And, well, okay, I fought a god before. I can't say I'd fought the whole entire race of gods. But don't worry, Eri. Everything will just be okay. It might be scary, but we have to just close our heart to it. Don't worry about anything, alright? Just keep your mind focused on the task at hand. I believe in you. Don't worry about it. Eri's just kind of crying right now. She's scared. And Deku says, you want to hear a story? And freaking Eri says, what kind of story? And Deku says, it's a weird one. It's about this man who talked to this boy. And basically, he told him a story about, how would I say this? Oh, okay. It was about the rabbit and the hare. I mean, the hare and the tortoise. Now, the hare itself was too, how would I say this? Cocky. He was arrogant. He never actually limited himself or paced himself or anything like that. But the tortoise himself was well reserved. He was confident, but he wasn't too confident. He was steady, and basically he carried himself all the time. He wasn't foolish. He knew that he could lose, but he never deterred from his actions. I won't be the hare. Will you be the hare? And basically, Eri says, no. And Deku says, wonderful. Now, here's the thing. I don't know what your power is or anything, but I want you to, if it's useful, then can you use it to help me in the battle? And basically, Eri is like, I don't know how to control my quirk. Deku says, oh, that's too bad. Well, don't worry about it. I fought people before. And basically, Eri sees freaking Chisake. Chisake getting a little mad and says, "Hand over the girl now. Nothing, you won't, you'll die. But if you hand her to me, I will spare you the pain and kill you humanely." Deku says, "Oh, I have a word in that. I have a word where people say stuff like that. How was Oh yeah, screw you." And basically, he grabs his Chaos Blades, starts to run at him, and basically jumps up in the air, swinging his swords, basically into a 316 motion, and now slams his swords on Chisake, but Chisake moving out of the way. Now, basically, another guy tries to come after Deku, and Deku, seeing this, basically runs and grabs summons his shield and throws it. Now, what are the rest of the people doing? Well, what they're doing, they're just basically handling the other ones and making sure none of the civilians get hurt, due to the fact that there's civilians that are in the way. But Mina and freaking Mina, Momo, and basically Kaminari, since he's very fast at doing this kind of stuff. Yeah, pretty much they're doing that. Now, what's happening is this. Kirishima is fighting one of the strong dudes. Bakugo is basically trying to fight the other one. Or the diamond, the one who shot out rocks, I believe, or diamonds. I'm not too sure about this, alright? So don't tell me anything. Now, and basically Saro is tying people up. Basically the other ones that are in the way. Now, Deku just says, "What do you want with her?" And basically Deku knows everything that happened, but by Mimir, like I said, it's just so that way he can be a part of the story. I don't know anything about this, all right? That way you guys won't just tell me crap. Now, here we go. The fight continues. Deku is seeing Chisake using hitting the floor and basically absorbing or remaking the thing, whatever it is, to use as hands. And Deku's like, "Ah, man, you're one of those people." And basically Chisake punches Deku, Deku using the shield and protecting himself, being pushed back a lot, knowing that Aries behind him and does not want to smush her between his muscles and a piece of hard, how would I say it, a hard wall. Well, she's gotta be between a wall and a hard place, or stuck between a wall or a hard place. So Deku is just right there, switching position and basically pushing the wall out of the way. And basically Chisake comes after him, and Deku now just grabs his arm and throws him all the way to the other side. Now, Deku running, grabbing his blades, jumping up again, but this time him starting to summon a fire attack, basically hitting him multiple times on one side, then the other, then doing a movement which basically does a whole 360 attack, slamming his blades onto the ground. This is when Chisake gets a lot of cuts on him, and it has some burn marks, but Chisake says it doesn't matter. And basically absorbs some of the people that are fallen and have quirks. So freaking Chisake has a weird kind of quirk, or basically he's become a bit more gigantic. What do I mean gigantic? Let's say freaking what? Half of No, let's say that he looks like Mount Lady. But here's the thing, he has multiple arms. He has multiple arms all over his body, or mostly on his upper side. And basically, he also has a bit of a strengthening quirk, and all those other things. If you guys know the Hekatonkeries, then you guys will understand. Now, Deku just says, "Oh, you're not as big as the Hekatonkeries himself, but... oh, jeez, you're still going to be an annoyance." Now, running to him, and basically fighting him. Now, what are the other people doing now? Let's see. Oh, yes. Basically, they're mostly done So Deku is jumping up in the air, using freaking Icarus, the wings of Icarus, and flying up all the way into the air, basically getting on one of his arms, and Chisake sees this, basically tries to smash his hand onto the freaking, one of his hands on the freaking arm. Deku getting out of the way by using freaking Boots of Hermes, and basically him using one of the lion arms, or the lion gauntlets, him running towards Chisake and smashing his freaking gauntlet onto freaking Chisake's face. Chisake, feeling this pain, says, "Ah, you damn brat," and basically tries to smash him again, and tries to keep doing it, but Deku tripped due to the fact that he's reforming. Now, Deku has to get out of the situation by basically using his shield and hitting parts of the freaking wall that are Chisake's arms. Because here's the thing, he's a giant, and basically he has to get out of the way. Now, Deku gets mad and basically starts running up and slashing his freaking opponent in the freaking leg. Chisake says, "I don't feel, that won't affect me." And Deku says, "That's not the whole point." Getting mad and basically slamming his freaking swords, going inside the freaking cave that is his leg, and now slamming all of his might, the whole freaking leg, and Chisake falling to the ground. This is when Chisake falls down falls down near a park. Was there a park over there? I don't really know. But Deku now running up and basically smashing him in the face, and again, and again, and again. But this time, Eri gets a little more, basically has a little more of, gets a little more encouraged to freaking help out. But she does not know how to. How does her quirk help him? Well, this is when we need some action. And Chisake basically slams his freaking, sweeps off Deku like if he was an ant walking on somebody's arm. This is when Deku had a bunch of cuts, and some of his arms feel a little weak due to the fact that Deku had to hold down the freaking somewhat degraded Walmart version Hekatonkeries. Now, Deku says, "Ah, crap, that kind of hurts. I didn't know that he was this strong." And Kratos says, "Calm down. Calm down, boy. Do not worry about what he's doing. Just prepare for his next attack. Either protect yourself, protect the girl, destroy, or get out of the way if need be. Remember this, boy. Just hold yourself together." Now, this is when Deku says, "Alright, thanks, Dad." And just summons his freaking Spartan Rage, running to him and basically holding everything that he has. Now, here's the thing. Deku is able to hold off the freaking Earth. Why? Well, push the whole freaking Earth. Not just yet. That's what I was trying to say. Why? Well, because he's still not old enough. He trained, that's for sure, but he's not up to Kratos if they... Here's the thing. If Deku and Kratos didn't have their God of War states, Kratos would still win due to the fact that Kratos is very smart and very strong still due to the fact that he was born as a soldier. Deku wasn't born as a soldier. And so, pretty much that's it. Understand? Understand. Basically, that's it. Now, Deku just getting mad and holding off freaking Chisake. Chisake says, "Why don't you just give up and give me the girl? Because if not, I will kill her and basically revive her back." This is when freaking Eri gets a little scared, and Deku says, "How dare you? How dare you do that to a child?" Pushing back as hard as he can, and Chisake sees him not being able to muster up any strength. He says, "Oh, so you're getting weak, huh? Well, let me just help you some more." Pushing Deku back, and back. Now, this is when Eri is told by Deku, "Do not worry. Even if I were to die right now, I will not let you die. and just gets mad and starts pushing even harder. And this is when Eri gets the courage to basically use her quirk on Deku, rewinding everything on Deku's scars, his body, his weakness, his fatigue, basically making him into one, making him like Deku, using 100% of his strength. Now, a lot of the heroes are now coming up. What's happening with the freaking Deku squad? Not much per se. As far as I know, I knew I forgot something. Oh, jeez, hold on here. If anything, if I forgot about the whole freaking the UA freaking, what's it called? The UA license exam. Don't worry, I forgot to do that. But here's the thing, it doesn't actually matter. Deku and the others basically win, you know, yada yada yada. Bakugo gets his thing. Todoroki doesn't actually, isn't actually as mean as he was. He's pretty much chilled or something like that. And all of that's happened. So it wasn't too much of a bother. But yeah, Deku basically beat the living crap out of the guy with the black hair because he was trying to talk to his women. Now that's pretty much settled. Here's the thing. The Deku squad, they're basically attacking the freaking Chisake on his feet. But he's much more occupied with freaking Deku, so he doesn't care because it's not a big deal. Now, here's the thing that's going to happen. Eri powers or rewinds Deku's battle injuries and his fatigue to 100%. Now Deku gets mad and starts pushing, and pushing even more. Chisake is saying, "What the hell is this? Why can I push him back?" Well, there's a surprise guest, and you know who that is? Kratos. Pretty much, Deku summons Kratos because he knows that he's not strong enough, and Kratos says, "Boy, you really need to get much more stronger, because now you are 100% of the God of War. Do not mistake that, boy." Boy, okay. Do not misunderstand your powers. You are not strong enough to handle a guy like this just yet. Due time, you will be able to do all this. Right now, you needed my help, so remember that. And Deku says, yes, I understand. And Kratos says, "As for you, little girl." And Eri says, yes, sir? Don't worry about it. You will live a happy life. I can tell you right now, Deku will protect you with his own life. And so will I. You do not need to fear this man. He is nothing more than a bully. Face your fears, close your heart to it all. And this is when Deku says, yeah, okay, I already told him the whole thing. And Deku and freaking Kratos is like, oh. Basically he's saying, Izuku, I will speak still. And Deku's like, oh, sorry, Dad. And he says, jeez. Now, listen here, Eri. Do not get discouraged from this guy, like I said. Close your heart to it, no matter what. Right now, you are facing your fears. And even though you're not beating it, you're still facing it. That is a noble thing to do. Foolish, but noble in the end. Now, Deku, you wanna do what we did last time? And Deku says, oh, well, it's been a long time since we did that. Didn't we beat up? And Kratos says, yes, we beat him up. Basically, they destroyed a frost troll, but they basically know what's going to happen. So, Deku just slashes the freaking arms of Chisake. Chisake says, wait a minute, what? And Deku is running towards the freaking Chisake with all he's got, and Kratos is doing the same thing. Now, this is when Kratos has his own version of the Chaos Blades. Why? Well, basically, Brock and Sindri are still alive. So, basically they're going to make something like this. In any case, Deku and freaking Kratos are basically slashing and destroying the freaking rest of the arm. This is when Deku runs up and grabs the freaking Chaos Blades from freaking Kratos and says, start swinging. And he says, do not tell me what to do, boy. I got this. And basically, he keeps swinging and swinging and swinging until he's a little more faster and swings Deku and Eri to the face of Chisake. This is when Deku crosses his arms and basically says, Lion Gauntlets. And gets, opens his arms and basically slams his arms to freaking Chisake's face. Now, this is when Chisake starts to lose grip of his freaking his giant form, and now he's just a pair of giant arms and legs, but still formidable. This is when Deku just says, everybody get out of the way, and the others do, and basically Kratos and Deku combine their chain attack by swinging and swinging and swinging. Now it looks like a freaking it looks like a whole circle full of two fire users, and basically Deku just slams his freaking foot on Chisake's face, and Kratos is being pulled back and now is being the one who kicks Chisake in the face. If you don't know, just imagine, let's see, I don't actually know per se, but let's say you're spinning a piece of rope with a freaking piece of metal, and you're swinging it, swinging it around and around and around and around and around and around, and basically somebody is on the other end of it. So basically, they're doing that kind of thing. Basically, freaking Chisake gets out of his freaking giant form and gets out of that freaking how do I say it? I forgot what that thing was. His overall form, basically combining with the freaking rubble, and basically is on the ground, passed out. Deku and Kratos basically, you know, look at each other and nod. So this is when Kratos says, we'll see each other again, boy. But do not boss me around. You understand me? And Deku's like, okay, I didn't mean to. It was just like, yes, I know. Grabs him, pats him on the head and says, well done, boy. You've made me proud. And Deku was like so happy right now. But this was like, oh yeah, watch your step. And Deku sees the ground and basically just lands on the ground and is saying, well, this was kind of fun. And freaking Eri is kind of shocked. Shocked due to the fact that, yeah, that all happened. So, pretty much I gotta actually watch the rest of the season because I know the whole Chisake fights, so I need to know what happens after that. And let's see. Oh yes, Chisake is going to live with Deku and the others. Why? Well, because he just saved her. Not only that, he got to meet Deku's father, let's just say his grandfather, and her grandfather. So yeah, basically, Eri is going to be the child of Deku. Now, I understand this has been used probably a couple of times, but hey, I'm thinking, why don't we give Deku a child? Because Deku, I think the part Deku would have adopted freaking Koda if he didn't have a sibling to be with. So yeah, pretty much all that happens. Now, Deku, hold on, give me a second here. Let's see. Oh yes, now I remember. Now, Deku just, apologizes to the heroes for what happened, but he says he's gotten the little girl, he's gotten all the information he needs, he can write it down. Basically, Night Eye is alive. Tamaki, oh no, not that. Mirio still has his freaking quirk freaking, what else? Nobody got stabbed, nobody got totally injured, everybody mostly lived. Why? Well, because the Deku Squad is basically the A-team. They're the Avengers. Who else? Well, let's see, basically they're the Deku Squad. And yeah, pretty much we're going to close it off here because I need to get my sleep. Otherwise, I might be crazy and go kill myself. Now anyway, like, comment, and do subscribe to the channel here, people. This has been the Fallout What If here. Bye. Sheesh.